Okay, this is the beginning of the ride. Let me bring the helmet mask up a little bit, so a little bit less muffled. So anyways, this is going to be the beginning of the test of the cheap microphone. I'm on the outskirts of town. There's still a bit of cars still going by, but I believe this would be a good place to start out. One thing you got to say, your GPS and the little suction cup thing that's on there, don't try to use it on your windshield on your motorcycle. I'll show you in a little bit why. Well, I don't know how well it's blocking the wind, but there's a lot of wind noise. I don't know if it's just this helmet that makes all the wind noise, but the faster you go, the more wind noise you get. Okay. So anyways, I had the GPS hooked to the windshield, thinking, yeah, it's gonna be okay. And I was like, you know, because I put it on the thing and tried pulling it off, and that sucker would not pull off with the dam. But as soon as I'm going down the road and a little bit of wind starts coming, that sucker GPS came flying off. It hit me in the leg, and I went back for it, and by the time I got back there, I found a little clip, the little suction cup thing that hooks up to it, but the thing was out in the road and several cars had already ran over it, so that's destroyed. Thing cost me $200. That's $200 down the drain. So now I know if you're going to use a GPS on your vehicle, on your motorcycle, I guess, keep it in your pocket. Don't try to use it on a motorcycle. If you're gonna stick it in your car, that's all right, because there ain't gonna be no wind blowing it off your windshield. And if it does fall, at least it'd be falling inside the vehicle instead of on the road for somebody to run over. If I would have been riding out in the country, it'd probably be safe. But you know, it hit the road too, so you know, I don't know if it was cracked before the cars ran over or not. Turn my cruise control on. So my ride's not going to be as good a day ride as I thought it was going to be, but I'm just testing out this cheaper microphone. Anyways, I told you they didn't send me the microphone in the mail, so I had to reorder them again and say, hey, that stuff didn't get to my house. So when it came, there ends up being two things of microphones in there, and they come in a group of 3. And so when I opened up the package, there were 2 groups of 3, so I ended up getting 6 of them. I doubt if I'll tear up the microphones that fast, but hey, I got a bunch of spares. Let's see how good these things work, because the reviews that I saw there was like 4 microphones, and this is the one that came in second place. So we'll see how good it works. And these don't use no battery. That's what I'm hoping, that these work good enough. That way I don't have to keep using that microphone that you have to replace the batteries all the time. Anyways, like a rider I just heard talking, he said he don't hardly ever get over 80 mile an hour, and neither do I. Every time I slow down on this thing, it sounds like the engine shutting off. Alright, now we're gonna get some wind. There ain't no traffic. This helmet works pretty good in the wind. Up, school zone. Yep. Of course I gotta find a school out here in the middle of nowhere. Well, I picked up enough wind. We'll see whether that works or not. Always got to be a school zone somewhere. Anyways, that's where they really fuck you. You know, you may get tickets on the normal streets, but you go running through a school zone going fast, they stick it to you. Yeah, anyways, like I was saying, I'm a little bit peeved about losing my damn GPS I just paid that goddamn money for. I should have known better. I even said to myself, I'm thinking that this suction cup thing is going to stick on there hard, and it ain't going to. And I'm going to be mad in a little bit. And of course it did exactly what I thought I was going to do. But as hard as I pulled on that thing and placed it back on there again, it didn't come up. But as soon as I got going down the road, enough wind hit on it, it came flying off. I was only going maybe 40 miles an hour. This right here is actually my most favorite road because it's a back road and there's hardly any cars. Problem is if it's just a little bit cool out, it's a lot cooler out here. And the main reason is there's so many trees out here, it just keeps this area cold. That's why it's kind of good to ride in the summer, because there's a lot of trees and stuff blocking the road. Got a little spinny thing. Cross traffic does not stop. Of course we know that. I guess evidently these other people didn't figure that out. Alright, let's get a little speed up. Got about 87 mile an hour there. Oh, there comes a Jeep. And he probably ain't gonna see me and he's gonna try to come on through. Always pay attention to traffic. I actually like to cruise, but man, this is my little speedy bike. I want to get a little speed on it. Oh yeah, some hills. There we go. Yeah. Remember, this is a back country area. They ain't expecting no traffic to come flying through, so gotta watch out. Don't go flying through over no hills, because some could be there. There's a bicycle rider. Like I said, the faster I go, the more wind sound I get. You see this house right here? I always wanted to get that house. There ain't nobody living in it. There's an old barn over there next to it. Probably ain't even no electricity going to it. I don't know how old the house is. It's way out here in the country. I think that's the area where the cats come running across the street on me. Alright, let me slow down some. See how less of the wind there is. Yeah, I don't see no stop sign here. So I'm in 4th gear. This has got 6 gears. So I'm going about 60 right here. At about 7 intact. I'm going about 72. Going 80, 81, and 4th gear. I tacked about 9. The highest tack before you get to red line is 10, so I was right about that. I was talking about this thing tacks at 12, but at red lines at 10. Alright, nothing coming. Alright, I'm gonna turn on my cruise control and let it cruise a little bit, take my hands off the steering. Alright, there we go. Off the gas throttle anyways. I ain't gonna take my hands off any of these country roads because I can hit a bump and it can throw me off and you can have a really fucked up day. Oh, see right there. I just had a hard wobble on that motherfucker. But anyways, I got my my bar ends here that are heavy, and it'll help balance the steering and stuff when you hit bumps and stuff. Definitely don't want to hit no rut. Slow her down a little bit. Thing trying to take off on me. Going about 43. It's holding its speed. Okay, 42, 41, because I'm kind of on a little hill now. Let's see if it'll pick up when I start going downhill. All right, it's at like 41, 42. Yeah, they were talking about the cruise control. When you start going uphill, it'll let off the throttle a little bit, and when you start going downhill, it'll pick up speed. But like I said, you got your hands out here like this, you can ride along and your hands ain't all cramping up. Like I can put my 2 fingers here on the other side and just sit back. You know, this way I'm setting up. Well, I put the handlebar risers on there, so I'm setting up a little bit farther than I usually do. You know, this is a new bike to me, so I wasn't really riding it that long with the handlebars that far, down that long. I remember my buddy was riding me one time, and he was like, "Man, you go over those bumps and stuff like it's nothing." And I was like, "You know, you just get used to it, man. You just gotta go with the flow and let your body just kind of ride through those bumps." you know, when your body ain't used to riding and stuff, it kind of beats you up when you be bouncing up and down and stuff. And it depends on how good your shocks and things are too. Another thing I always notice is when you go riding through areas where there's like creeks and stuff, that's a really cold area. And when my friend was riding with me, man, we would go through those cold areas, man, he'd be shaking half to death. He had to put his coat on, which I'm wearing a jacket right now. It ain't really that cold out, it's kind of sunny, but I am feeling a little bit of the cold. Well, I think I'm going to end the video here. There ain't no reason to keep riding a long ways, and I ain't got nothing else to talk about. Let off my cruise control here. Stop and turn the camera off. There ain't no cars coming, so this is a good spot to do it at. And then later on I'll check out, see how good the microphone worked, and see whether it's worth using and stuff when I be using my helmets. And then it depends on what helmet too, because I got like 7 helmets. Okay, let me see if I can find this bucket. Here's the button. Alright, see y'all later. Till the next video.